And I want to bring in two other voices in the immigration debate. Republican Representative Sean Duffy of Wisconsin and his wife, Rachel Campos Duffy, national spokesperson for the Libre Initiative. Thank you both for being with me in South Florida, kind of Wisconsin weather here.
It is, right. we thought it's warm here, Jose.
Yeah,
this is a little bit cold.
You tricked us.
Yeah, Congressman, I want to start with you. What message would you have for someone like Astrid, who got here through no fault of her own when she was 4 years old, and she knows no other country, and yet lives with a very real fear of family separation?
And I admit, there is real fear in the community, and we have to acknowledge that. But what I pick up is she thinks that the president's executive overreach is the end-all, be-all solution for her and her family. The truth is, it's not. And I think that's the president and the administration has misrepresented what they're doing. This is only a short-term solution. This is not a long-term solution for us. But what we need to do is...
But it's better than nothing.
But no, it isn't.
It's dealing with an issue that every day is causing families to be separated.
This is why I think you're wrong, Jose.
Okay.
I think the right thing to do is get a long-term solution that works for everybody. And what the president has done is divided the politics.
How is that? In other words, what has the House of Representatives done substantially to move this forward before the president did this and afterwards?
So let me tell you, first of all, the president didn't do it the first 2 years. We had a complete control of Democrat House and Senate. Didn't do it until after this election. The president doesn't care about the people and the community. He cares about politics. We were working a bipartisan deal in the House. Republicans and Democrats in the House and in the Senate working together on a deal that would work for everybody.
Didn't go anywhere, though, Carson.
What's that?
Didn't go anywhere.
But the reason is, two things happened in the summer. We had all the kids come from Central America to our border, and Eric Cantor lost his race. And then he got into political season. And the president knew we were working on a deal. And instead of waiting, after we won the elections in November, he could have waited for the new Congress to work this deal out, and he didn't.
Politically speaking, you have a very valid point. I'm just telling you that every single day there's family separations, there's people being deported. Every single day this is affecting people like Astrid that you saw.
And it breaks my heart that the president has given so many people false hope. The truth is...
It's not really false hope if you actually have stopped being deported under DACA.
Well, first, let's talk about DACA, because Marco Rubio was going to deal with DACA, and what did the president... he was going to deal with the Dreamers, and what did the president do? He jumped over him, again, for political reasons, with another short-term solution. He's always politicizing this issue. One of the things that really bothers me about the executive action, we can talk about the unconstitutionality of it, but it was done so hastily. There's all these loopholes. And what are those loopholes doing? The loopholes that make it easier, potentially, for people to commit voter fraud, to collect taxes. What this is doing is poisoning the waters of a bipartisan solution for immigration reform. It's also doing something very damaging to the Latino community, and that is creating the impression that Latinos come here for freebies. And you and I both know...
What do you mean by that? What do you mean it creates the impression?
Well, when you put together a legislation hastily and you don't close loopholes like that by doing it properly through legislation, what it's created the impression is that Latinos come here for these kinds of loopholes instead of...
They're here. They're here for that. They're here. They've been here. They have generations here. They have children here, grandchildren born in the United States.
And they come here to work.
That's right.
And they come here to work. And what they want is certainty.
But they're going to get money back, potentially from the IRS, the earned income tax credit. Potential loophole, those who've come on without documentation.
Correct. And they get money because they put it into the system, because they work, right?
But not necessarily. Some of them who may not have, and once they get their Social Security numbers, might still be able to get money, even though they haven't put money in. And that's the concern in the loophole. But the point is, let's do it right. People leave countries, Jose, people leave countries where they don't have rule of law, which affects their economies. Those economies rot, and they leave those countries to come here. Because we have rule of law. Let's use our rule of law. Let's do it the right way.
But rule of law implies, Congressman, that you get things done to strengthen the rule of law. And if you and the Democrats agree that the immigration system is broken, what the heck is you guys waiting for?
I'm going to make a point. Listen, I believe that we need immigration reform done. We didn't get it done, and we won a historic majority in the House, and we won the Senate, But you still have a group of people who go, let's work on a solution that fixes the problem. And listen, a short-term solution. Why did the president have to act right after the election? He could have waited, given us several more months, and we could have got a long-term deal done.
This discussion can go on.
This is about politics for the president, not about the community, Jose.
Right. I always bring it back to whatever you guys are discussing in Washington, whatever politics are and not, and the perception, the reality is that every single day day in this country. Someone who has U.S.-born children is facing the possibility of deportation, and that family will never be the same because politics is taking its time and not thinking about those families that are being affected on a daily basis.
Sometimes it takes time to get these things done right. And
do it properly and to make it lasting.
We're further away now from a solution that works for everybody.
We're going to keep
work
this
together.
Conversation going. I thank you both for being with me.
Good to be
Thanks
here.
so much.
Warm the weather up.
It is warmer. And by the way, I want to remind you that this